No, we have not, because pretty much pressure washing companies, you tend to travel to different locations, and these permits are industry specific, so you have a specific site, so it wouldn't travel with you. And your question, yes, the city does have a permit. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Well, maybe I'm asking the same thing. What if a contractor formed a contract with pressure washing at a industrial site? They're looking for 6 months. Can they get a permit to discharge? Isn't it, hold on a second.
If a pressure washing contractor won a contract at an industrial site to do a lot of pressure washing, it's just one site, the same kind of work over and over for probably 6 months. Can they get a discharge permit so they can discharge?
Okay. First of all, the city does not give permits to pressure washers. So, depending on the permit that industrial facility has, will determine whether or not that is an allowable non-stormwater discharge. Okay? Because what we're dealing with is stormwater runoff, not necessarily what's coming out from a pre-treatment facility where we're discharging hundreds and thousands of gallons. We're dealing with stormwater runoff. Excuse me. And what your facility can allow to run off its property carried by storm water.
Yeah, so you're saying you really don't have jurisdiction over anything.
No, I'm not saying that. We are required, and it depends on, we are required to manage and to look at any facility to see the potential of runoff. Regardless of what facility, what company you have, you're going to have stormwater runoff, okay? Unless you have it where you have a permit with wastewater and you're collecting all of your wastewater, all of your stormwater, and you send it to a pre-treatment plant. Now, normally, that only goes with, hazardous treatment facilities.
So a freestanding car wash will have to be allowed to operate a local recycling water.
They do not have a permit to discharge into the storm sewer system. A freestanding, all of that water should be going to a grid trap, which is going to go to the sanitary sewer.
So all car washes can be tied to the sanitary sewer.
They are supposed to be tied into the sanitary sewer. Supposedly, so when we catch those that are not, whether they are in violation of 47-741, and they can be subject to fines, citations, or being referred over to HPD. Okay, your NPDES permits and your TPDES permits, we're dealing with wastewater. Now, that covers, the NPDES permit covers a broad range of wastewater and stormwater. Now, that's separated into your stormwater permits, your pre-treatment permits, and several other different permits. Now, the only one we're dealing with is the stormwater permit portion of the TPDES or NPDES permit. That is, the NPDES permit is issued by the EPA, TPDES is issued by TCEQ. Yes.
the tickets. Or what's called differential response teams, but they will call us if they have any question. The question was, if we're doing a property, it doesn't really matter what it is, and we block the inlets, and the stuff still gets to the curb line, but it doesn't make it into the inlets, you're okay. If an officer come and told you something different, you tell them to call us. They know how to get hold of us. And yeah, there's some that don't maybe not understand fully what's going on. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the whole thing is, here's the caveat to that. As long as you're blocking the inlets, you're retrieving the water, and you sweep up after it's dry, you're good. Okay, that's the whole thing. The whole idea is keep contaminants out of the sewer system. That's all you have to do. Okay?
Okay, again, you may or may not need a stormwater permit. It all depends, again, if you're a fixed site, I want to throw that word in, fixed site, and your industrial activity, your stormwater is associated with your industrial activity, then you may need a stormwater permit. And we don't want to spend too much time on permits. You can get information from TCEQ. You can call us later. I have cards back there, and you can talk to any one of the investigators that are here. Any other questions? I saw your hand back there, but you never did get a chance to ask your question, sir? In the white? Okay, we can move on. Again, there are, in our city ordinance, there are some allowable discharges, non-stormwater discharges. And we have about 22 of them that actually can go into the storm sewer system. A few of them is like if you have an NPDES or TPDES permit with certain restrictions, fire protection water, when the police fight a fire, the fire department fights a fire, some of that water may discharge into the storm sewer system. Excuse me. Landscaping, irrigation, dechlorinated pools. If you want to drain your pool, the water has to be dechlorinated and you can discharge that into the storm sewer system. So it's 22 of them, and you can go to the city's website, Code of Ordinances, look in Chapter 47, and again it's 47-741A, and you can find those allowable non-stormwater discharges, as well as what you could possibly get a citation for, and that was the previous slide about threatening, introducing, or causing to be introduced into that storm sewer system, a discharge not composed entirely of stormwater. And again, I have to reiterate, zero tolerance. If you do not have a permit, nothing leaves your property but storm water. That's bottom line. Nothing leaves your property but storm water. And there is no affirmative defense, as it states here, if the flow or discharge is determined to be a source of pollutant or pollutants. And sometimes even if you have a permit or an allowable discharge, if we deem it that it has carrying pollutants, then you are in violation. Talk a little bit about cosmetic wash guidelines and the best management practices. There have been a lot of incidents about people pressure washing, as Officer Dicker has stated. Pressure washing. And these guidelines, the Public Works came up with these guidelines about, as we call them, cosmetic wash guidelines. Power washing discharges. And that talks about what is a power washing discharge. Is if you're using water under pressure with a wand, with the pressure washing machines, anything of that nature, and it's in the using for the purpose of removing oil, dirt, grease, and we'll talk about the animal feces like pigeon poop and bird poop, you know, where they get under your covers and you want to clean that up. It's still a pollutant, and you have to maintain, or you have to protect the storm inlets. You have to protect the storm drains. And measures are provided to ensure that power washing discharges are uncontaminated. And we're talking about these activities like cleaning parking garages, surface parking lots, sidewalks and outdoor plazas, building exteriors. And it not only applies to you and your businesses, but it also applies to city facilities as well. So no one is above the law.